Dean Hill here, your independent candidate for United States Senate, Senator of Tennessee. Uh, I thought I'd make a video at the gym today. Most of my videos I get carried away with. There's just so much going wrong and so much corruption that it's hard not to talk about everything. So I figured I'd just make a small video today, a short one, of how we need to hold these people accountable. Some of my videos is hard for you to understand what I'm saying because I get off on other things, like when I talk about education, the craziness of what's going on with children today, and children going in and shooting people or different things like that. What I'm trying to say is our politicians and federal government aren't even setting a good example for our children. You see people every day getting away with things that we know are illegal. Um, that's not the whole problem. There's also psychological issues. My degree's in psychology, as you all know, and most of the ways to help people are shut down or they cost too much for a person to afford. Even worse, many people are sent into jail that are young that have psychological issues, which compound them, and that's known. But they stop talking about that because jails make money now. So you have a young child, that's why I say everything overlaps, who gets caught with a little possession of pot and they get sent to the county jail. Well, that's a Schedule One drug that's the same as LSD or heroin. So they go to jail for a night, a week, or whatever, and God knows what happens to them. I don't want to talk too much about the ugly things: rape, beaten up, sneakers stolen, whatever. And that young child comes out with PTSD. Now there's another issue, especially if the child already has issues. So unfortunately, everything does roll into the other when I'm discussing all these issues, and unfortunately, the jail system is set up as a free work system. Work for free pay, basically slavery, and once they get people into those systems, it's really hard to get them out. That's why parents work so hard to help their children, even though they've done something wrong. People do wrong things, they go to jail, don't get me wrong, but jails are ran by corporations now. The more people and the more beds they get, the more money they make, which gives them incentives, and that's all I'm talking about. Um, Even immigration falls into it, actually, because now people are trying to make it a federal conviction if someone crosses the border illegally. Of course, we're a sovereign nation. People shouldn't cross our borders illegally, but that starts to be like a bad movie. A guy wants some funny money for his kids to eat bread, so he comes over, does some work, ends up doing a federal conviction for 10, 20 years. That seems a little extreme. I mean, there are other ways to stop that from happening. So you see how it's just turned into a jail environment for almost anything that someone does. They say that most people break at least 3 laws a day without even knowing it because we have so many laws, because it's big business to put people in jail. So I feel strongly that they're coming after our kids on many things here. I've already talked about all the pedophile rings, all the human trafficking, kids going. We even know kids went missing in Washington not too long ago. A bunch of kids, and that's their area, that's their children. They're not even discussing it on the news. They're not even researching it, trying to find out what's going on. So it's a very scary thing when our kids are being targeted for everything. So, as I said, don't think I'm condoning violence or people not going to jail or anything like that. But it is a system that's perpetrated to create money now for a lot of people. So I calmed down, talked about one specific issue. Tried not to get too much off topic, but I hope you see why you have to get off topic. It's a whole issue with the system. Thank you for your time.